So it's actually been 2 weeks since I was assigned the homework though, and I needed all 2 weeks, pretty much, almost all 2 weeks to finish it. In the meantime, we had Christmas. And Christmas for me is a really hard time. As for a lot of people, I think. People who do and don't have PTSD struggle during Christmas. I think for me, Christmas has always been stressful because it was a time where there are a lot of high expectations and you have to spend time with your family and everybody's supposed to be having a good time and, you know, emotions run high. I did have an experience several Christmases ago that made it very difficult for me to spend time with my family at Christmas time. And in fact, I have not been home for Christmas since then. I think the Christmas after it happened, I, at the last minute, decided I couldn't handle it, and I went and I got a hotel room for 2 days, 2 nights. And it was like the best Christmas I've ever had. It was so amazing to feel safe. I can't even describe to you what an awesome and sad, pathetic Christmas it was for me to be all alone in a hotel room, and I ordered pizza for dinner, and I just cried with happiness because I felt safe, and I didn't have to deal with all the fear and the anxiety. And since then, I've found friends and stuff to spend Christmas with. I'm not really going to go into detail about the event only because I don't want to slander the people involved or open them up to any kind of judgment. And of course, you know, everybody who was there has a different point of view about what happened, and theirs are also valid. So I'm just going to say that the beginning of the issue started when I started having a PTSD moment anyway. Something happened that reminded me of something from the past, and I became very agitated, and I got kind of aggressive, and I started a fight. And things got very out of hand from there. So, you know, some of it was kind of my own doing. And at the time, we didn't understand that I had PTSD, and that made things really, really difficult. I didn't know how to explain what was happening to me, and I'm a very poor communicator when I'm already agitated, and, you know, I spent years trying to explain, no, you don't understand, see, sometimes stuff happens, and I get upset, and I'm not in control of myself. And I tried explaining that to my family many times throughout the years, but, you know, without the diagnosis, it's not that I don't think they listened. I think that they didn't really know what to do with that information, and they didn't really understand. So this was at a time when my family didn't understand what was going on. They did not know how to react to me suddenly becoming very agitated and aggressive and angry and kind of out of control. And I have been told that I am pretty scary when I get like that. And I believe that. And you know, when you don't know what's going on and you don't know how to react to that, as a family member of someone with PTSD, yeah, it's scary and confusing, and things can get out of hand really easily. So, I had an appointment where we just talked about Christmas last week and what the plan was. And at first I thought, you know, I'm not at the point in my therapy where I'm ready to do exposure yet. I haven't done the prep work yet for that. And here it is, something coming up that's a really big deal, and, you know, what do I do? And I thought that if I lose this opportunity to face this fear, that then, you know, I'm not going to get another chance till next year and therapy is going to be over. And I thought that that was a big deal. But we had a really great conversation where my therapist explained to me that I don't have to face every single fear while I'm in treatment. I'm going to face some of them, and then the treatment is going to give me the tools to continue to face other issues as they come up. Because even though supposedly after the treatment there is a lot of relief of symptoms, I still have to deal with all the other little issues, that come up in my life. We can't do all of them in therapy. So she explained to me that it was okay not to face Christmas this year, and we talked about the difference between running away and making a conscious choice to separate myself from things that are negative for me. And then she left it up to me, and I did decide that I was going to spend Christmas away from my family. I booked a hotel room again and made plans, but I told my family where I was going beforehand. I told everybody where I was going, what my plans were, that it was my choice, and I was making a conscious decision to have control over my life and control over how I spend Christmas, and that's important for anyone. And at first I thought that not facing Christmas this year would just not really help me with my therapy either way. But I actually think that learning that I can take control over my own life and I can make decisions not to be in an environment that is emotionally damaging for me actually really helped a lot. After making that decision, I felt a lot better. And just in general, I feel like I'm already making progress, even though I haven't gone through the exposure part of the therapy, because I'm taking back my life. At some point, you have to learn that you can't have control over your whole life. You're never going to have control. And you have to be okay with not having control over some things. But I think, especially as a young adult, and me, who, as I came into adulthood, there were a lot of things that were denied me, as far as having control of my life and getting to do what I wanted to do and having independence, being able to hold a job by myself and live on my own. All that stuff was kind of taken from me. It's been really important to regain some control and to have a say in my life and how it goes. And that was a really beautiful thing for me this Christmas. And I think it was a really important lesson, the difference between running away and avoiding your fears and making a choice and having some say in your life. So something that started out really what I thought was going to be kind of a mess turned into a really excellent lesson. So I'm doing much better. Now, after Christmas, I survived Christmas, and it went very well, and I got my homework done, so feeling good this week.